Hello, good afternoon. Jonathan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
It's so nice to see you. Everybody, I'm here with Jonathan Barnett, a man who needs no introduction. But for those of you who don't know who Jonathan is, Jonathan, apart from being a good friend and a prominent member of St. John's Wood Synagogue, is a very well-known sports agent. Jonathan is the chairman and founder of the Stellar Group and was quite recently named as the #1 most powerful sports agent in the world, according to Forbes, credited with being the man who brought Lennox Lewis into boxing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, you're probably wondering, what does a rabbi have to do with a sports agent? But there's a lot to say about this. But Jonathan, it's great to see you. First of all, tell me, how are you feeling?
I'm all right. I mean, we're all suffering a little bit, but in general, it's okay. I can live with it. Most important is that people do well.
And you're staying home during this period?
Yeah, I've got to be home for a minimum of 12 weeks, they tell me, because I have diabetes and a lung problem. So I can't let anybody in the house. I don't go to the door. I can't even do exercise. But that's okay. I wasn't very good at exercise anyway.
Well, you should stay in good health, and it's really, really lovely to see you. First of all, before I get into some of the questions, tell me, how long have you been a member of St. John's Wood Synagogue? When did you first start coming to St. John's Wood Synagogue? Tell me a little bit about that.
I used to belong to Great Portland Street Shul Synagogue, and then there weren't that many when my children were getting bar mitzvah, my eldest started to get, there weren't that many, unfortunately, young children at Great Portland Street. So I didn't know what to do. It was very hard to get the boys. Every week was a slog to get them into shul. And we are shul guys. So I'm a close friend of Tony Page's, and he suggested I come and sit next to him in St. John's Wood. And we moved, and it was about 20 years ago, a bit more.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, you're a very beloved member of the community. Let me ask you the following question. Obviously, coronavirus is affecting the world. It's affecting people's health. It's affecting people's businesses, the economy, and it's hugely affecting sport. In fact, all the sporting events have been cancelled, from the Olympics, the Premier League, Euro 2020, Wimbledon. Tell me a little bit about how this is affecting you and how you are responding to this.
Well, our business is closed down. We've closed the offices. We employed over 100 people, so well over. And a lot of them aren't really working now. Obviously the publicity regarding players and whether they should get paid and take pay cuts as we've been involved in, and it's something that keeps me occupied. But in general, there's nothing really in sport, and our business is non-entity at the moment.
Very, very difficult. And are you in touch with some of the players? How are they doing? I've seen some of the inspirational things that they've been getting involved with. It's been quite inspirational for me to see the way in which footballers have been, getting involved with campaigns for the NHS and other things. Have you had any involvement with that? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, we've raised several millions of pounds. We've been involved in, and I think the most unfair things is some of the things that are said about the players. It's not good. This as a group of people, professional group. If you take bankers, footballers, so all different things. I don't think there's one particular group that's given more money to this cause than the football professionals.
Sure, and as well, obviously their taxable income, a lot of that goes towards the NHS as well. So
individual donations and things. We ran yesterday on a series on esports where the players are playing each other to raise money. We're doing lots of things all the time, and it's something we're working on. So we have been involved in raising several millions of pounds so far.
Now, I don't know if you're able to answer this question, and if you're not, then that's absolutely fine. But I know a lot of people, particularly the media, are suggesting sports players take a pay cut during this period. Do you have any comment on that or view on that, or do you think it's an unfair thing?
I'm very careful what I say, but I think the people that suggest it, I say to them, pro rata, match a footballer in giving to charity. I think footballers are giving more money to this national health cause than anything else. Pay cuts are designed to help the clubs, not National Health Service.
Sure. Tell me something. In the post-corona world, please God, we hope 12 weeks time, 2 months time, whenever it will be. We hope this will end very soon. And I think there's been a bit of a shift. People have changed their priorities. People are changing the way they live and the way they interact with one another. How do you think that might affect the sporting world moving forward?
I think it won't really affect. I think one thing that has come up is the lack of it shows how popular sport is, how important it is to people. You know, I've been married 30, nearly 38 years, and I've always waited to be allowed to watch football in bed, and now suddenly I go to bed, there's no football there. So, but in general, people miss it. And I think what has come out of it is just how important sport is for people mentality, for the social awareness, everything is revolves around sport.
And of course, people's health.
Yeah, people love it. It's great for them. The sick people love it. The well people love it. And I think that's what's come out of this quite strongly.
Sure. We've been having a daily football match, me and my son in the garden, and trying to keep healthy and keep energetic. Tell me something. Please God, this will all be over at some point soon. And I think as a community, we will become stronger and more unified through what's taken place. There's been an incredible amount of outreach going on with a huge amount of volunteers and deliveries. And tomorrow we've got hundreds of Seder boxes and food parcels. And I can see in the background of the video, you've got your Kosher Kingdom box on your chair there with all your stuff for Pesach, which is great to see. But tell me, how do you think community life will change? And what will that first Shabbat back in St. John's Wood look like?
I really do hope that people do now take advantage when it's all over and stay as friendly as they are now. People are very looking to help people, to get involved with people. And I hope that carries on. I hope people just don't go back to rushing around. I doubt it. I think after a while it will get back. But I really do hope that people stay closer together as a unit. I think what you've done and what other people like yourself are doing for this community is fantastic. And I really do believe that when it's all over, people will come to shul. They miss it. You know, I miss the Kiddush Club more than anything. But people will come back to shul. Whether they stay there is up to yourselves. But I think, please God, but I think you'll get an upsurge. And I think it's very well deserved.
Please God. Okay, Jonathan, it's been an absolute pleasure. I don't know if Nava's nearby. Maybe you guys have one final message for the community for Pesach.
Nava, hold on, she's here.
Nava, behind every great man, there's a great woman. Nava and Jonathan, you are very big supporters and great friends of St. John's Wood community. Do you have any Pesach message for the community?
I just want to wish the whole community a very good Pesach. It's a special one. And please God, after Pesach, we will be Bnei Chorin. Amen.
Amen, amen. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's wonderful to see you. Stay healthy and God bless.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.